What's up, everybody? This is King L. Bay, and I'm bringing you this info once again. This is Ghosting the System 8, and this I'm gonna continue this Ghosting the System series and showing you how to go about dealing with your cases and dealing with everything for its administrative process and how you need to be critically thinking when you're dealing with your case. So I'm gonna talk about civil and criminal. Now, there are 5 phases that I like to look at to show everybody what they need to be doing. So remember, if you watch any of my videos, there's really only one action, and it's called civil action. So all crimes are commercial in accordance to the CFR. It'll come to me, but just to let you know that all crimes are commercial. So you got to understand that, so you can get that through your head. So it's really one action, but they got the criminal rules for how to deal with the criminal proceedings, but the phases is going to remain the same. So I got the pre-complaint phase, the pre-indictment phase, which is pretty much the same. You got the complaint phase, which is the indictment phase, the pre-trial phase, the trial phase, and then you have trial phase, and you have the post-trial on each one. Now, the reason why I bring up these 5 phases, because there's particular things that need to be set in place. So a lot of you guys, this is what happened. You catch a case, right? And you don't have your trust and everything set up during this phase. So now you're trying to get somebody to help you. Now you want to get your nationality and all that stuff. It's kind of too late. That process ain't gonna work. That's why it's called the pre-complaint and pre-indictment phase. All this stuff got to be happening. All this stuff got to go in before you do that. So when you guys are setting up your trust and your estates and everything, you got to understand how this stuff works. In order to understand how this stuff works, you got to understand what you're doing. And I'm gonna give you some of that, and I'm gonna talk about this pre-trial phase, and I'm gonna try to make these videos not too long. I want to make them maybe no longer if 30 minutes at that. So I'm gonna try to keep this relatively short if I can make it shorter. So the pre-complaint phase, that's where you're supposed to have your trust set up and you gave out all your notices. Prior to you getting in any trouble, everything is set in stone. All this stuff is rolling. Now you ain't got no criminal case. You ain't got no civil case. All this stuff you want to have in place. So when we talk about you having that, we're going to talk about contracts. We're going to go into some contracts. So, and that's really where I'm going to start with the pre-complaint phase. And I'm going to take you on this journey so you can see what you need to be doing in securing your property. And a lot of your stuff that you need to understand. So let's take a look. Now, I pulled up this contract right here. So you want to have a contract where you got like, for example, your holding company is going to be the creditor, and then your business trust is going to be the debtor. Starting there, you're going to have certain things spelled out, and then you're going to move on to your business trust into your LLC. And this is where a lot of the stuff you want to have in your contracts. So now, when you go here, you're not going to use the term creditor and debtor anymore, because you don't have to, because you already established that the primary holder, who is the creditor. You know what I'm saying? So once you establish who's the creditor, who's the debtor, the business trust is the debtor. And from every other transaction, he's going to make everybody else, he's going to become the lender. Let me see if they got the lender in here. The lender, which means he's going to be loaning whatever that is. And then the loan agreement means the loan and security agreement. So, and then you want to enforce you see how they got lender means the consortium comprised of name all towns, cities, and villages of the grantee. You got to understand what this is. So you can be the grantor, the grantee. You can be the lender, and then you can be the borrower, means complete legal name and description. So the business trust is going to be the lender. Your LLC is going to be the borrower, and you're going to use the security agreement along with your loan agreements, along with your lien agreement, which it could be incorporated in your security agreement. Now, personal guarantee. A lot of y'all don't understand this stuff, so you need to understand. Means the guarantee of a principal of the borrower that in the event borrower defaults with respect to the loan, the principal shall repay an overdue installment or installments or the entire amount of the principal interest that are due and payable. If the principal of the borrower is married, the principal's spouse shall also sign and be bound by the personal guarantee. Do you see how they doing this? Personal property. Now, when you do my stuff, I got stuff in there. I'm just gonna be dropping the science. I just pulled up something random. So you gotta describe the property. If it's intellectual property, if it's real property, if it's personal property. Just breaking it down in your security agreements, because a lot of people are just telling you what to do, and then you getting this stuff and you don't know what to do. You gotta have all this stuff in there. Security interest, evidence means the UCC1, evidence and interest of the property, and mortgage evidence and real property given. See, they just telling y'all to do all this stuff. Got to be in there. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand how these contracts work, that's why I said the contract is the highest commercial evidence that you can get. Can't go no higher than a contract. So I'm just giving you some remnants of what you need to be thinking when you're dealing with this stuff and how you're gonna break this down. So you get your contracts together, you get them all together. You understand what you're doing. You break it all the way down. You put your terms in there. You put security, loan agreement, all this stuff. You put your terms in there. Repayment security, all this stuff. Lender's covenant. Loan shall, in accordance to the terms of the grantee, make this loan to the borrower. Disbursement shall be made upon loan maximum upon request by borrower. So now, so long as the request is in accordance with the applicable federal and state law, regulations, procedures, and the grant agreement. So you gotta understand what you're doing with that. It's other stuff that got borrows covenant. It's all type of stuff that you need to think about. So I'm just giving you some stuff. These contracts, miscellaneous, you gotta understand that, and defaults and remedies. So if any of the following event of a default shall occur with being cured with the number of days from date in which the notice of default is received by bar, the lender secured by the loan shall immediately become due and payable. Now, if I was you, I would spell out my defaults and my remedies according to my administrative process and what shall be followed upon a default. And once certain things are being done, the administration will then give out certain notices and give you certain times. And once that default occur, then you then go through what you need to do to get your remedy. Okay? So, this is what you need to understand. Anybody who's attaching themselves to a property and they're not a part of the contract. So you got to put in your contracts evidence on what you're gonna use. So when it goes to the LLC, now you're gonna create your other entity, wherever that's gonna be, DBA, unincorporated association, whatever else you're gonna create. You make them the assignee, and then you spell out everything, and then you do your UCCs, your UCC3, verifying that the UCC1 went to. You got your non-UCC coming from your private entity to your first public entity, then your second public entity. Doing all of that UCC1 that goes to the third entity, and then the third entity does the UCC3, because now it's assigned to property, and that's how you get the evidence. So remember, the non-UCC goes to the business trust, to the first public entity, that's the non-UCC. Then the UCC1 goes to the first public entity, to the second entity, public entity, and that's going to be your UCC1. And then the last entity, public entity, is going to do the UCC3. Oh, I apologize for that. I see I'm gonna have to break this video up into segments, because this video will probably be a little bit too long. So let's get back to understanding that. So let's go here. So all this stuff got to be done here. Your UCCs, all your stuff, your notices and everything. Now we're going to talk about the 4 people that need to be noticed. The IRS, the County Tax Commissioner, State Attorney General, and the Federal Attorney General. Why do I pick these people? So you got to understand, if you watch any videos, I told you that a tax is also a servitude, an obligation, are broken down. So they're considering you like a franchise entity, something that they create, an agency or whatever, a subsidiary, whatever you want to call it. So by you being in that jurisdiction, they say you operate in their chattel property, they have a right to tax you because you're part of their franchise or whatever they want to, a part of their franchise. So you got to clear up your status with this entity first, this entity second, and then and by putting all these two on notice and clearing up your status, and you get your tax exemption. Now you clarify all of this with these two, because these are the two people. So when you're dealing with the state, I want you to think about your prosecutors and all of that. They recognize when you're dealing with the prosecutor's office, this is where they get, this is who they get their delegation from authority from. Delegation of authority come from them, and then they get on the federal, they get their delegation for the prosecutor's office from them. You see what I'm saying? They get their delegation of authority. So these are the four people that you got to do first, and this will be the best. This is what's going to help people understand if you in the jurisdiction or not, because everything is a tax. And once you get everything settled and squared with these four entities, you're probably not going to have any run-ins with your federal, state, or local authorities once you get things squared. Right. Now, do that mean that you won't create a minimum contact? No. Do they ensure that you can't be prosecuted? No. If you're doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, and you messing around in the spot, you can grant them jurisdiction, because like I said, if you're not a party to the contract, then the only way they can come in is through injury. So you can do something that's injurious, or you can do something that can create a minimum contact that creates, or you can get in bed with somebody that's in bed with them and with the government, and on a local, state, or federal level, then they will suck you into the jurisdiction. So you got to understand these things. So we're going back here. Pre-complaint. All this stuff got to be done. If you ain't got your trust, you ain't got all your stuff set up and everything set up with the UCCs, you ain't got your contracts together, I want you to understand, when you start going through civil and criminal cases and you ain't did what you're supposed to do, then you can't then try to come in and get all this stuff done at this time. You need to have all this stuff done during this time, so when you get to the complaint phase, you can do your administrative process. So I'm gonna have to break this video up in segments so you guys can get it, so I can show you how to go about getting this information. This is King L. Bay breaking it down. This is the first phase of the 5 phases of the process, and I'm breaking it down from criminal to civil, so I can show you how to deal with your case and learn how to deal with the courts. This is King L. Bay. This is video 1 of the first 5 phases. I'm breaking it down for y'all, so y'all can understand how to go deal with your court. Peace and love to everybody. I'm gonna stop the video here, so you can process this information. Like I said before, here you want to pre-complaint, pre-indictment. Before anybody can try to drag you into court, you want to have all your stuff done. You want to have all your notices done to this place. You want to have your trust. You want to have all your stuff set up in your UCCs. And in the second video, I'm going to go over the UCCs and all of that, and show you how to deal with the UCC1 and all of that from non-UCC to the UCC3. This is King L Bay. I'm out. Peace. Love to everybody. Let's go.